Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Pepe. And good night. Because you will be watching this at night. So, good night. Buenas noches. Sweet dreams. Now, let me get into my description of what the upcoming episode, the next episode, is gonna be. And I just want to set the clue for the next one because I'm working on it not a little, too hard, a lot, a lot of effort. And at first, I was not gonna make it like some theatrical type thing, but I got really into it, so might take a bit longer. Anyways, so I'm gonna read a description of one of your favorite musicals. I'm just gonna read, I guess, the history, and you probably already know, but I'm just gonna read, I guess, this description of what the musical is, because the next episode will involve Hamilton. Anyways, alright, so Hamilton is about the life of one of the founding fathers of the United States of America. He immigrated to New York as a young man, married the daughter of a wealthy politician, and got a job as George Washington's secretary during the Revolutionary War. His works contribute to George Washington's success, and the Americans won their independence. Yay, independence! I say as we're in 2025. Anyways, because of his reputation for intelligence, writing ability, and work ethic, he was elected for the Congress Convention, the series of meetings where the politician and statesman decide and write down how the new U.S. government was going to run. His longtime form frenemy, Aaron Burr, decides to switch political parties to run for office, and this royally pisses Hamilton off. After a series of very rude letters, Burr challenged Hamilton to a duel. Oh, wow. Hamilton throws away his chute, aka conducts the duel, while Aaron Blair goes for blood, and Dallas Hamilton was killed. Oh, oh wow. A grown but still fairly young man who was still at the height of his political career. You know, quick, I guess, pause on the story. This is actually, I guess, kind of a deep dive for me since I'm not too familiar with Hamilton, as you know. I haven't watched it on my own just because I want to watch it with you for the first time. I just feel like, well, since it's your favorite movie, and also I think he's mentioned that it takes a few like good watches to understand what's going on. So if you're there, I just ask questions, of course, and you can answer them. Alright. It would be today like if the Vice President of the United States and the Secretary of Trustee challenge each other to an illegal cage fight and one of them die. I guess that is a good way of putting it. For a long time, this was all most people knew about Hamilton, that he was killed in a duel. But he did tons of other stuff that had a huge impact on history. And the musical does a good job of bringing his story to life. Wow. So you see, I know Hamilton is obviously based on a historical person, but like I said, I never did a deep dive into much. And I guess I also didn't know he died in a duel, which a duel isn't it like both of them like walk like face their backs to each other, hold their gun, walk a few steps, and then both turn around and then whoever boom. That's what I'm assuming is a duel. I could also look it right now. But yes, that is the story of Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Which, of course, you probably already know. But yeah, there's more. There's actually a lot more information here. So I think I'm gonna just add that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna read this other information. So this person said, I would say it's about a tragic hero, Hamilton, who comes from extreme poverty and tragic, and uses that as his fuel to make something of himself, essentially as a survival tactic. The story Lee wrote juxtaposes him next to Aaron Burr throughout the show. Hamilton's views, written literally into the story, are about urgency, effectiveness, standing in your opinions loudly, getting shit done, and moving at lightning speed because time can never be taken for granted. He knows this because he suffered so much tragically in the early parts of his life. Burr, his musical advisor, here values patience, waiting for it, quote, title of the song. I'm sure you know that song. Not showing one's card for fear of them being used against oneself and humanity, all due to his tragic past. Wow. See, I did not know much. I didn't know he had a tragic life. That's actually really, but I think it's like a common thing in a lot of our history where a lot of our like historical figures have had tragic lives. So, but I mean, this is just kind of like um refreshing information because I didn't know. Ow! I just hit my leg. Anyways, the first act of the show is about the American Revolution itself. Hamilton is obsessed with making a name for himself. So many of the musical numbers show Hamilton's interactions with others as he tries to position himself well to get ahead. The subplot of Hamilton's personal life is also depicted and includes the Salem sisters. Angelica, who falls instantly for his charm, but also the older sister lets her younger sister, Elsie, have him only to pin for him throughout their lives. Elsie, who becomes his wife in the first act, is initially enamored with his wits and charm, like her sister, and Peggy, who is simply Peggy. The first act ends post the Revolution War, post Emily having Hamilton's first child. Oh. And George Washington asking Hamilton to be a part of the Treaty Department. America was in its infancy and developing in real time, so the show is depicting a lot of that development throughout the song and dance. Wow. Wow, it's really, really cool. Alright, and in the second act, we learn more about Hamilton's influence in cabin battles. We see him double down on his opinions about how things should have been done, while we see Blair remain envious of Hamilton's achievements in his career. The theme of time and how we choose to spend it legit grows to crescendo. In the second act. I won't spoil or say anything else about what happens, but I'll say if you look for the theme rather than trying to follow every lyric, you'll probably enjoy the show more. Well, um, I can't wait to watch it with you. It's been long overdue, that's for sure. But yeah, I think it was nice to read, I guess, the background information. But that will conclude this episode. Have a good night, sweet dreams, and I hope you dream about us, dream about me. Yeah. Good night.